Elon Musk released unexpected political messages about Biden, revealing why was he against him becoming the next president. Musk explained what happened and why he decided to do everything he could to prevent him from becoming the next president. According to Elon, these were crucial elections for a very important reason. And Biden's latest big betrayal of the presidency is proof of that. So let's explain everything. So Elon Musk had insightful political messages to his ex-followers, and while sitting in his Twitter office, Elon explained why voting for Trump over Biden and Kamala was a good choice. Problem is that a few days ago, Biden said something very interesting about Trump and the presidency, as he believes he and his vice president Kamala Harris could have defeated President Trump in elections. During one of the conferences, he said, "I think I would have beaten Trump. Kamala could have beaten Trump, and I believe we both would have won. It wasn't about me. I thought it was important to bring the party together, especially when there were concerns about whether I could move forward." But according to Musk, this is a lie. And in response to this situation, Elon Musk stirred up strong reactions after President Joe Biden presented George Soros with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award in the United States. According to Elon, this action from Biden as a president was one more proof why Trump was a better choice than Biden and Kamala, and that's why he won. Musk, who has been vocal about his criticism of Soros in the past, didn't hold back. He described this situation as a travesty and something that's not fair. Therefore, from Biden as a president, this was a wrong move. According to Musk, Biden was a bad president that never took people's interest first. That's why Musk has this opinion that it would have been bad for everyone if Biden became the next president. By the way, adding fuel to the fire, Musk took to X to express his discontent through a meme. The post compared Soros to Darth Sidious, the villain from Star Wars, with Musk humorously captioning it, "George Soros looking quite good here. Must be the lighting." The tweet drew significant attention and further highlighted Musk's disapproval of Soros receiving the award. Another message from Musk was when he shared a video where footage shows numerous non-citizens admitting to being registered voters. It was a staggering 14% of the non-citizens spoken to admit to being registered as voters. Musk said it was caused by Biden's incompetent political system and wrote, "Extremely disturbing." Also, Musk criticized the job that Biden has done with immigration, labeling his job as ineffective and poorly managed. Musk explained why there was a lack of strategic planning and leadership in response to addressing the influx of migrants. And it is important to mention that these two presidents, Biden and Trump, have a long history of conflicts and clashes. This situation is well known to the public as tension escalated significantly 3 years ago. That's when in 2022, Donald Trump accused Joe Biden of destroying America during a rally in Pennsylvania, shortly after FBI agents raided his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida to recover classified documents that were reportedly taken from the White House. At the same event, Trump rejected Biden's earlier statement that he and his Make America Great Again movement posed a threat to American democracy. Both leaders intensified their rhetoric as the midterm elections in November approached. During the rally, Trump received a warm welcome from his supporters as if he had never left office. He began his speech by criticizing Biden, saying, "He's an enemy of the state. You want to know the truth? The enemy of the state is him and the group that is around him, which is circling around him. Do this, do that. Joe, you're gonna do this, Joe, right?" This was Trump's response to Biden's passionate speech earlier in the week, where the president had warned, "We must be honest with each other and with ourselves. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal." Trump also criticized the FBI and the Department of Justice for the raid on his Florida home, calling it a gross misuse of power. In the same year, Trump wrote what was described as a shockingly gracious letter to Joe Biden before leaving office, according to a new book. Chris Whipple's book, The Fight of His Life, Inside Joe Biden's White House, recorded Biden describing Trump's note as very gracious and generous, shockingly gracious. It was a long-standing tradition for outgoing presidents to leave letters for their successors. George H.W. Bush's letter to Bill Clinton was often praised as a model of respect between presidents from opposing parties. Biden called Trump's letter very generous, but did not reveal its contents. According to Bob Woodward and Robert Costa, authors of the book Peril, Biden found the note in the Resolute desk in the Oval Office, put it in his pocket, and did not show it to his advisors. But the situation got even worse when in 2023, Trump dismissed claims made by Democrats that his return to the White House would be a threat to democracy. During a speech hosted by the New York Young Republican Club, he called these warnings a hoax and misinformation. Trump stated that President Biden was the real threat to democracy and predicted that Biden's so-called banana republic would end after the November 2024 presidential election. Trump argued that the radical left Democrats and their fake news allies had introduced a new hoax, claiming that he and the Republican Party were a danger to democracy. He further criticized the Democrats and the media, accusing them of using the threat to democracy narrative to distract from what he called Biden's failures. Trump blamed Biden for creating the worst inflation in the country's history and said the economy was fragile and close to a depression. He warned that the country's $36 trillion debt was evidence that Biden had no clue about how to lead effectively. Then in late 2023, Trump criticized Biden's administration after the events of the Hamas attacks on October the 7th. Trump, who had moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, supported the Abraham Accords, and approved the annexation of the Golan Heights, told Hugh Hewitt on a Christian radio network that Biden's decision to remove sanctions Trump had placed on Iran started a series of poor decisions that ultimately helped fund groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. Trump said Biden has gotten weaker and weaker and weaker, but where he's really let Israel down is what happened during the past 3 years. When I was president, Iran was broke. Anybody that did business with Iran couldn't do business with the United States. And they were totally broke. They had no money. That had nothing. They were absolutely broke. I did such a job. No money for Hamas, no money for Hezbollah. There was no money going out to these terror groups. Trump said that Iran had been struggling financially during his presidency. He explained that they were down to selling literally just drops of oil. According to him, when Biden took office, he removed all the sanctions, which allowed Iran to become wealthy again. Trump said they have $250 billion. They have more money than most countries, and they're loaded up with cash. However, in 2024, after Trump won the presidential election, the situation shifted slightly. Biden announced that he had spoken with Trump to congratulate him on his victory. He also assured Trump that his administration would cooperate fully to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. Biden emphasized that's what the American people deserve. During the campaign, both Biden and Harris had strongly criticized Trump, calling him a fascist, and warning that his re-election would pose a threat to democracy and endanger Americans. However, after Trump's decisive win, Biden adopted a more conciliatory tone, focusing on unity. On Thursday, he referred to political campaigns as a contest of competing visions and stressed the importance of accepting the outcome. A country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something I hope we can do, no matter who you voted for, you see each other not as adversaries but as fellow Americans, he said. And as of now in 2025, when Biden was asked if he thought he would have the energy to serve another 4 years in office, he responded, "I don't know." He explained, "That's why I thought when I first announced, talking to Barack Obama about it, I said I thought I was the person. And then when Trump was running again for re-election, I really thought I had the best chance of beating him." Biden admitted he hadn't planned on being president at an older age. "But I also wasn't looking to be president when I was 85 years old," he said. And that's it for today.